My name is Dako Tsunami. I hope I've said this before, and sharing vocal duties with me this morning. On the other side, I have Mazi Odera Igbo. He's an Anambra State bound political analyst, a political consultant, and an advocate for good governance. He'll help us as we weigh in on this matter, as there are seeming confusion over Peter Obi's running mate's age and several other concerns. As I stated earlier, that we have a couple of headlines we're going to string along as we go on the journey. On their journey and conversation this morning. I'm trying to get connected with Mazio Deraibo on the other side. It's a phone conversation. Yes, is here. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
A very good morning to you, sir. You were welcome yet again to the Point of View right here on Omega 101.7 FM. My radio, your radio.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yes, we have a conversation and we have hit the ground running already. I've done a little introduction on my topic, and as I stated, we'll have a couple of headlines we're going to string along that summarily, we're looking at the Labour Party. I'll start off this way. There were talks between the former Anambra State governor and his Kano State counterpart, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, over the possible alliance which broke down. Of course, the Labour Party and the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, had wanted to forge an alliance for next year's presidential election, but they were botched by Kwakwanso's attitude. Not forgetting also, I'm just going to digress a bit, that Doyin Okupe, a former senior special assistant on the public affairs to ex-president Goodluck Jonathan, had announced his withdrawal as the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party. Of course, in a tweet, he said that the letter of his withdrawal had been sent to the Independent National Electoral Commission. In June 2022, Okukwe was named as the running mate of Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the LP for the 2023 election. However, moving on, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, announced Baba Ahmed as his running mate earlier on Friday. Of course, we have that information, and he said his decision followed a series of consultations with stakeholders. In his words, he says, "I thank all those that are gathered." Obi said in his address, "They will bear witness and lay claim to being present on the day when the journey to Nigeria's rebirth began. It is my honor to inform you, my fellow Nigerians, and especially the obedient, that finally, after a long and wide consultation, we in the Labour Party have found an eminently qualified Nigerian who will be my partner." He says, "I have distinct honor of presenting to you my friend and running mate, God willing, the next vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Yusuf Datti Baba Ahmed, who has been described as one of Nigeria's youngest and brightest personalities, who has distinguished himself in various areas of human endeavors. Baba Ahmed represented Zaria in the House of Representatives from 2003 to 2007, and later Kaduna North Senatorial District. Now, over to you, Mazio Deraibo. How did you welcome the news after the botched alliance between the NNPP and the Labour Party?"
Well, thank you very much, Dako. I wouldn't say it's bad because it's not meant to work. There is no way Kwankwaso would have been vice president under P2B and they will work in harmony. Because Kwankwaso has his own plans, his own mindset, and he thinks that will be his assistant, which is there from beginning. It is not supposed to work. The nation wants P2B, but Kwankwaso wants Peter to be his vice, so it won't work. So I would say that it's a divine arrangement that it doesn't work. So let him work on it. So let's see the fight on his own too.
Okay, quite interesting. In your words, you said it's a divine arrangement. Now, let's move on as we progress on the Point of View this morning. Datti Baba Ahmed, confusion over Peter Obi's running mate. Section 117. Subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution provides that every citizen of Nigeria who has attained the age of 18, residing in Nigeria at the time of registration of voters for purposes of election to any legislative house shall be entitled to be registered as a voter for that election. However, Nigerian businessman Yusuf Datti Baba Ahmed, who was announced as the running mate to Peter Obvi, a former Anambra state governor, as the presidential candidate of the Labour Party for the vice presidential candidate, I beg your pardon. Baba Ahmed from Kaduna State is the founder of Bayes University in Abuja. And since the emergence of Datti's name as Obi's running mate, there have been several quarters on age of the politician, which had been circulating. Senator Yusuf Datti Baba Ahmed is a 46-year-old academician, businessman, and Nigerian politician. The first line reads, and he was born to Baba Ahmed family in Zaria, and lots and lots and lots and lots of things. However, there are speculations, there are arguments on his age. Baba Ahmed is expected to make a clarification, of course, as he joins the presidential race. Now, moving on, I started out when I got to this part, I said the section 117 of subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution provides that every citizen of Nigeria who has attained the age of 18 residing in Nigeria is entitled to be registered as a voter for the election. But however, there are seeming confusion on his age. Some persons claim he is too young. Of course, looking also at the Labour Candidates Party's age, they also have stated that he is also young. You can't also have a VP that's as young as 46. That's looking at Senator Yusuf Datti Baba Ahmed. What do you make of this statement?
Well, like Datti Yusuf, a professor, and somebody who, at his age, he has two universities, Bayes University and Baba Ahmed University. It's a challenge to most presidents. It's a challenge to those who want Nigeria not to move forward. He's a creator. He's the one that has one of the best universities in Nigeria, Bayes Medical University and Medical Hospital. You see, and he's a good Nigerian, a job creator who employs people and who knows the vision he has for the nation. So there will be so many arguments. Some even tell you the color of his doctors because they just want to do arguments. But Baba Ahmed is focused. Obi is focused. Both of them are economists, and they are coming to redefine this nation. So there will be other opinions that will come up later during campaign because they don't like Nigeria to work, but Nigeria must work. So what I'm trying to tell you, my sister, is that Baba Ahmed Yusuf is the right choice. Peter Obi is the choice. So both of them are a team. It is a dream team. Others to have their say, they won't like him. They don't want Nigeria to succeed. But we want Nigeria to succeed. And we think Obi made the right choice on Baba Yusuf Ahmed. Thank you.
All right. Well, still on 2023 elections, Babalola sets age limit and health status for next leader. Okay. And well, legal luminary Are Afe Babalola San has advised Nigerians to consider age, to consider health, education, sound knowledge of current affairs, work ethics, and experience in choosing the next president of the country in 2023. He said the next leader of the country must believe in the need for a new constitution, demonstrate previous contributions to development, economic standing, and readiness to serve. Babalola, in his words, further speaking, says any aspirant for the post of Nigeria's president should not be more than 60 years. So that if he has the opportunity of serving 2 terms of 4 years each, he would leave office before he turns 70. The aspirant also must be physically, mentally, medically fit. The president should not be a person who will be looking for medical treatment from hospital to hospital around the world. He must be so healthy that he should be able to work for a minimum of 14 hours a day. Also, according to Babalola, the next president of Nigeria should have acquired reasonable and laudable experience in private and public business. He said the person must also demonstrate that he has acquired verifiable leadership training and experience. Over to you, Mazio Dera, on the seeming age limit health status for the next Nigerian leader, according to Babalola. What do you make of this?
From what you said now, he means well for Nigeria. There is no way we've suffered this present government that has a very old man. He might be good in his youth, but when you are in my village, for instance, once you are 70 years, you can't be packed to pay anything in your kindred. You can't read anything. You can't even stand in any board because they think you are retired. But in Nigeria, at 80, somebody is still the president. What do you expect from the person? You can't stand for 4 hours. You can't sit for 6 hours. But as a president, you're supposed to work for 10 hours a day. So I agree with them that we need a youth who has tested money, who is well creator, who understands what it takes to be in the system. So both age of Labour Party candidates and their assistants are something Nigerians will bank upon, that because they tested money, they are well creators, and then they have the edge on their side. They can stand. Unlike other candidates of other parties, I don't think that that's fortunate. So I found with Dr. Ola, what Nigeria needs is a youth president who can understand and redefine this nation, recreate this nation, because Nigeria as a nation is in abyss now. So I agree with him, and others in Nigeria will also agree with him that we need a youthful president and a youthful vibrating one. Thank you.
All right, you said vibrating ones. Well, now still on the age and health status and everything that was cited earlier by Babalola, do you think the seeming elderly would give up without a fight in 2023?
Actually, they will not give up. The reason is that they want Nigeria to remain in status quo. They want Nigeria to be buried with them. They don't want Nigeria to survive. They don't want the youth to even have a headway. So they will fight. But the youth has risen up. They are awake now, and they are ready to fight, and they are ready to reclaim Nigeria, and they are solidly behind the Labour Party.
Okay. Well, still on those that have affirmed and similarly have weighed in and have given their backs over to the Labour Party, Ayo Adebanjo, the leader of the Afenifere, upon Yoruba social political organization, has thrown his weight behind Peter Obvi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. Yesterday, he said that Obvi has the ability to roll independently and would not disappoint Nigerians if he wins the 2023 presidential election. And speaking further, he said he has lost confidence in Bola Tinubu, the All Progressives Congress APC flag bearer, and Atiku Abubakar, candidates of the People's Democratic Party, and how that Adebanjo further speaking said that Tinubu sold President Muhammadu Buhari to Nigerians in 2015, adding that he would give continuity to incompetence if elected. And he says it is only Peter Obvi that can rule independently without the influence of these men. I don't really want to use the phrase he used, which is rather derogatory. He says that we know Peter Obvi very well. That's why we endorsed him. He will not disappoint Nigerians. Now, talking about further endorsements, we have gotten several endorsements coming from several people. In fact, I think it was 2 days ago, we saw a report on a young girl that gave her life savings to the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. That's Mr. Peter Obvi. And then, of course, we also got this headline that Ayo Adebanjo, Afenifere leader, backs Peter Obi's presidential bid. What's your take on all of these seeming happenings?
My sister, you see, many people are no longer blinded by tribal sentiment or religious sentiment. Afenifere has youth who know that Nigeria is in decay, and they want somebody who will restore this nation. It's not about what other things that is Igbo. Peter Obvi is Igbo. Peter Obvi is a Nigerian.
Yeah.
And there's something I'm proposing. I think it's time we bury this ethnic bigotry. What we need is a Nigerian who understands Nigeria. And Afenifere is behind Peter because of his pedigree. Peter gave what he can. He showed Nigeria what he can in Anambra State. Anambra was as bad as Nigeria when he came in. So there's nothing is working in Anambra. But Peter rescued, restored Anambra and put it on glory map. So backing Peter means that they want something that happened in Anambra to happen in Nigeria. Peter is a creator. He's a well creator. He's a good governor. And what one Afenifere is banking upon is somebody who will restore what we had before. You can be proud to say, I'm a Nigerian. Not this, Tinubu is good and Atiku is good, but they will be president of all people's home, not the president of Nigeria as a nation. So if you ask me, hearing for Peter Obi at this point in time has a selfish interest or trying to pay back people given to them before.
Well, but I would say everybody's entitled to his or her choice. So we would not necessarily say any Nigerian that's not, in my words, is not heralding the Labour Party is possibly working against Nigerians. I do entirely agree, because we have several other parties, and then everyone is entitled to his preferred candidate.
Yeah, I think I would disagree with you. You see, the reason I would disagree with you is that if Nigeria is working like America or any other place, we are entitled to it. But this time, Nigeria is in the case. What we want is redemption, restoration, a good nation. So, your opinion might be so bad, but like you know, that you present someone who cannot work, who will not take us anyway. You say your opinion. Your opinion is bad on the government. You want an opinion that matters. So I think diverse opinion now that doesn't work or doesn't have interest of Nigeria should not come up at this time. The youth are working up, everyone is working up. We want a Nigeria to be restored. Then after that, you can now bring your opinion. If you ask me, that's my opinion too. But
okay. Quite interesting. Well, you can follow us on our social media handles: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Social, and YouTube at Omega 101.7 FM. I'm having a conversation with Mazi Odera. We're actually looking into several issues surrounding the Labour Party, the party's nominations. I'm looking at both the presidential and the vice presidential. Okay, some person still talking about opinions. We have the likes of Adegboruwa, who states that on 2023 presidency, Peter Obi and Baba Ahmed have nothing, in his words, nothing to offer. Well, I'll take you through a little journey. Legal practitioner Ebon Olu Adegboruwa, I beg your pardon, says he is not impressed with the Peter Obi Baba Ahmed candidacy. And he said that they weren't different from Atiku and Abubakar and Bola Tinubu. He further stated that Obi and Baba Ahmed used their financial prowess to corner a ticket meant for genuine representatives of the working class. The word he stated here, that the likes or the duo of Peter Obi and Baba Ahmed used their financial prowess to corner a ticket meant for genuine representatives of the working class. Let's get your response to that statement.
You see, I like the paraphrase. Use their financial, not communal finance, not communal. Yeah, look at it. Atiku work as vice president. So we can't talk about how he made his money. We don't know, but we know that there's obviously he's corrupt anyway. Tinubu worked as a senator, and then Tinubu is controlling all the states in Southeast, which is patrimony of the people they are using. But in this one, we say, and I quote, their personal money, which is they are what creators. If they can create wealth to support the extent, why can't they use it to better the nation? I don't see anything about it. That's his personal opinion. And also, who knows, maybe Tinubu or Atiku is buttering his bread. But that's by the way. What we are talking about is who will redeem Nigeria. And we are so happy that Peter Obi and Baba is happening.
Okay, well, there's several things he said, and I really want to speak on most of his grievances as it's being highlighted. He further accused the candidates of parading dubious statistics and gathering a mob support. And looking at one of the headlines on the 8th of July, Datti Ahmed speaking, he says that in 2023, social media will vote. Vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2020 elections, Datti Baba Ahmed, believes social media support will translate into the actual votes in 2023. And then we have the likes of Agboruwa saying, or rather accusing the candidates of parading dubious statistics and gathering a mob support without ideology or other than anger against the status quo. So he's saying that their plot was to use anger to further heighten the tension in Nigeria and then get, of course, emotional. Some persons would say it's emotional blackmail, get the votes and the endorsement from several Nigerians. So what do you say in this regard?
Well, like I said, everybody is entitled to a biased opinion. The dubious data he's talking about, I haven't noticed it, but I will tell you something. Peter Obi came to Anambra State without those data. Peter Obi came to Anambra State when the state was so bad, better than Nigeria as a nation. When it is no good area. And he rescued it. He restored it. He fought for it. He made it what it is. So I'm talking about Peter Obi that I know. I'm talking about Peter Obi who rescued Anambra State. I'm talking about Peter Obi who restored so many companies. I'm talking about an ex-governor, a multi-billionaire in all currency in the world, who carries his bag, who doesn't have houses all over the nation, who doesn't have need to waste his money, who is coming to restore the nation. I don't know what to do about it. The people may not like him, like others, or somebody paying his bill, but Nigeria wants him. Nigeria wants these guys to come and rectify this nation. You can speak all the grammar in this world, but let me tell you, Peter Obi comes once in centuries, and here he is to help this nation. He has the right opinion, like I know, parties have their own, but nobody can tell me that Peter Obi is not genuine, that his data is not genuine, that his governance is not genuine, because in Anambra State, he showed that he is genuine.
Well, some persons still argue with that, because over time you have stated how that he transformed the face of Anambra, during his duration as the governor of Anambra State. But Adegborough, and I believe he would have done some findings. He also questioned the inspiration in Obi's 8-year adventure. He claims it was an adventure in Anambra State. Let's talk about the previous governor's duration in 8 years in Anambra State.
Come again, I don't know. What's the question there?
Now, the question here is that Adegborough, over time, while speaking, talking about the LP candidate's credibility and how that he changed the face of Anambra State, you have mentioned it. Both the likes of Adegborough, they stated that, or rather, he questioned the inspiration in Peter Obi's 8-year adventure in Anambra State. So let's bring it to the table. What did he necessarily do? Why should he garner so much, both interest, both support, and endorsement?
Okay, thank you very much. I got it nice. You see, I don't think the person in question has been to Anambra State. I'm from Anambra State. Before Peter Obi came in, there are oligarchies that control the state. In fact, there are forces that control the state. They decide there's no job that works in Anambra State. There is so many that work. Nothing works. Once allocation comes, they share it within themselves. And no road, no security. Everything is in abyss. In fact, nothing works in Anambra State. It's like a hell. So Peter became, he built secretariat, he built government house, he built government lodge, he built all the roads. And then there are roads in Anambra State which don't exist. He created poles on all the roads. Like Anambra, before he left, Anambra has the best road network. And let me tell you, Peter Obi, when he came in, Anambra was 26 in academic calendar. But Peter placed the number 1. Who can do that? Let me tell you again, security in Anambra State was so optimal. But Peter came to restore security in Anambra State. But for the past 4 years of his tenure, there was no robbery, there was no kidnapping in Anambra State. Peter created things that not ordinary Nigerians can do. And then, when he was leaving, Peter left a whopping 86 billion naira for the incoming. Who has done that? He left $156 million in foreign currency for Anambra children that are coming. He bought shares in so many companies for the state, not for himself. So I don't know why other people will see all these things and they're still blind. If you ask me or ask anybody that's reasonable, Peter is the right thing. Not because he's in Anambra. Ask anybody from Anambra. They will tell you that Peter created a new Anambra. And I don't know how that will see. The person is speaking his voice. It's not Anambra, not being Anambra. Maybe he will not be sent before he dies. But we are from there, and we know that this is a man who was from the bottom of his heart. And he is the engine for Nigeria now.
Okay. All right. It's 9:27:28. It's still the point of view right here on Omega 101.7 FM, Ma Radio, your radio. We're trying to compare looking at the Labour Party from various angles and lots of concerns, actually, whichever reason. Before we go on a break and get the audience to participate in the conversation, I'd ask you a question. Do you think Peter Obi, Utomi, Wakwenso, can actually lead the third force to victory this time?
Yes, I'm sure of it. That I don't know about Kwankwan, so what I can tell you that first of all, it's a very good material. Peter Obi is the material. Kwankwan is good, but sometimes he comes from religious prison. But I can tell you that these are people who have Nigerians at heart, who will restore this nation, and they will do it as said for.
Okay. All right. We'll go on a quick break and get the audience to participate. It's still the point of view. You can follow us on our social media handles: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Social, and Instagram at Omega 101.7 FM. I have on the other side, my guest is waiting. He'll just take some time to rest, relax, and listen to you as we go on this break. I'll be back shortly.
Part of the conversation, dial 081-5101-7777 and 090-7112-1017. Please make your submissions known in a civilized manner. Put off emotional and all ethno-religious sentiments. Make verifiable claims on this platform. Respect the views of other callers, and 2 minutes is given to every caller. Each person is entitled to only one call to enable others to participate. Point of view, airing your views for the transformation of our society.
Welcome back. It's the point of view. Today, Thursday, July 14th, 2022. And I'm having a conversation. We're looking at the Labour Party and its candidates. There were lots of concerns coming from several quarters, more especially on there was a seeming confusion over Peter Obi's running mate's age, and we've looked into that, citing the Nigerian Constitution. My guest has been Mazi Odera. Before I get back to him on the seeming political revolution, because in churches, at the hospitals, even at business places, everyone, there's been this call to get your PVC. Even on a lighter note, I saw a write-up somewhere, I think on social media space, where a man said his wife had to provide her PVC before he actually goes about his conjugal rights and duties, which was quite comical. That's to tell you how Nigerians have reawakened to the need. I call it a political revolution. But before we get back to my guests, let's get you contribute on the point of view this morning as we look into various angles. Some were endorsements, some were confusions, some others were a total disregard for the seeming emergence of Datti Baba Ahmed. The age, there's just been this age confusion. Some persons are displeased with the age. They feel he's too young. But I'm wondering, the not too young to run bill, what happened to it? Anyways, let's get some persons talking this morning. Hello? Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Obvi.
Go ahead.
I'm calling you from Imo.
Go ahead.
Yes, I have a question for our guest.
He's listening.
The morning we Peter Obi when you come up for government. What I hear about that money is 75 billion. But I hear now I hear the person at 35 billion.
Okay, so you have a problem. You want to clarify the amount, right? How much exactly?
Yeah, I want me to see that in very way.
Okay.
No, I'm not a Igbo man, but I'm a Peter Obi fan.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Now 75 billion.
Okay.
So making see that very well.
All right. Well, he would react to that. 0815-1017-777 or 0907-112-1017. Good morning.
Good morning, my humble speaker and moderator, Danko Salami.
A very good morning to you, sir.
It's Pastor K from Radiating from Olo. And I must thank your guest as well. I have said it before. The only viable alternative for now for Nigeria is that Labour Party. Maybe I will repeat myself again this morning in another dimension. Let me tell you, the political shenanigans of the day that are supported and inspired by the West, especially you are colonial master, will not allow the Nigerians to get it right anytime, anywhere, any place, unless that which I have been telling you happens. For now, I'll be sounding strange to many of you. But after 2023, most of you will say Pastor Cap is really a prophet indeed. I'm telling you, as a matter of fact, for now, P2B remains a viable alternative, but they will not allow it to happen. And it is so. After 23, you ask me why it did not happen. At that time, you will understand me. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you too for calling 0815-1017-777 or 0907-112-1017. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
A very good morning to you.
Yeah, this is calling from Mondo.
Go ahead.
I want to talk on this issue. You know, I don't know the other guy you said was complaining. You can see that most of the argument he was speaking to does not have any basis. It's just a case of lamentation. You know, when people see change, good change is coming up, they want to reduce it. The truth is that of all these politicians coming up and these candidates, none of them is equal to reduce. But the truth is that Nigeria, they allow the people to serve. So I will urge you to please to stand up. If you know that what is happening in the country today, this hunger, this hardship, is really getting from you, this is time for you to stand up. It's like a dying man. You have to use your last breath to save yourself. But if you allow the greed of 2 days, you collect money and sell your clothes and sell your soul, don't lament after this because of what. But my prayer is that anyone that sells his goods for just a peanut to have, if the consequences have to come, you have to start from that person. Thank you, God bless you.
All right. Thank you too. 0815-1017-777 or 0907-112-1017. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, my sister, good morning.
You're welcome.
From Olo.
You're welcome.
Yes, I want Nigeria to hear my voice, if they will hear. Somebody like P2B come once in a century. That has happened to America. America won't scatter their country. And somebody like P2B put America on track today. Today, America is self-reliant for Africa. The same thing happened to India. The same thing happened to China. P2B is not desperate to be Nigerian president. If we want to group him, if we don't want, the man is already a wealthy man. He has nothing to regret. But this is our own opportunity. So make this man to make Nigeria to be like America. To make this man to be like Nigeria to be like China. To make this country to be like India. You will understand that P2B give Anambra a right track today. Today they are following that is track. Anambra is down number 1 in everything. Those that know that the man will do something, they are not tackling him, saying all what of things against him. Remember, the youths are destiny changers. We cannot say that Nigeria is a doomed country. Nigeria is this. Youths are destiny changers. Let us change the destiny of Nigeria with you. Our PVC. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you too. 0815-1017-777 or 0907-112-1017. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning to you.
This is Chief Uzo, calling from Machina. And there's something people are forgetting when the speaking what people do in another state. You know, he's the one that solved the issue of this zoning of ownership position in another state. He's the one that produced this after North Federal Zone, Southern, and the now Central. After the Central for this next governor. This time there's peace in another state. And I know it's a very clear achievement. Apart from all these things he did, which I know if something happens in Nigeria today, all these problems we are facing now will arise. So I want those people that are compelling his achievement to add it there. It is very, very important. That's the thing he said. So thank you.
All right, thank you too. It's still the point of view on Omega 101.7 FM. We're looking at various angles with concerns that arose over the candidature of Mr. Peter Obi and his running mate, Datti Baba Ahmed. Confusion over Peter Obi's running mate's age. We also got Babalola as his set age limit and health status for the next leader of Nigeria. Ayo Adebanjo, Afenifere leader, backs Peter Obi's presidential bid. However, the likes says that Peter Obi and Baba Ahmed have nothing to offer. Hello? Hello?
Hello, Dako.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Chifunaham is my name.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes. Yeah, the topic we are discussing this morning, Peter Obi and Datti Ahmed, Baba Ahmed.
Yes.
And then we can see attacks. We can see every other derogatory statement. It's a way of politics and politicians. You will be hearing a lot of things about them, but looking at the two gentlemen, their age, their antecedents, their antics, their pedigree in public service and business and private business life, will tell you way a long way to tell you that the Daniel has come to judgment. Except Nigerians want to miss out this thing, God has arranged these people, the VP and the vice, the president and the VP. These men are men that will take Nigeria out of the woods. Let them discontinence and treat with ignominy utterances coming out from Anagoro and say they are failed to bring down the personalities that have been presented to redeem Nigeria. So Nigerians should wake up and be obedient and get their PVCs in readiness for 2023 general and presidential election. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you too. Honestly, it was in this particular era that I discovered that we could make something of a statement. Because prior to this time, the word obedience, obedient had just been used, when you're talking about character and morals. But right now, it's identifying to a candidate. Everybody's on the obedient move. Quite interesting. 2023 will determine. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
I'm asking this George.
Okay.
Obedient, we are with. Our people. They may, during the election, this second man, this vice president,
Datti Ahmed.
Yes, he may drop so that the Peter's aim and ideology will not move. But as far as religious organization is concerned, and these two persons, Atiku and the other person, has chosen Muslim, it is left to Christians mainly in Nigeria. So it is left to Christians to then vote Peter Obi so that he will come in and renew all that was destroyed by this gentleman. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, too. In a short time, I'm going to get connected with my guest, but let's just talk to some other people. Hello?
Hello. Good morning, Dako.
A very good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, this Uche Ezenia, speaking from Omaha, our slogan. Dako, our attempt to shoot down two birds with one stone.
Go ahead.
Now, yes, okay, I greet our guest.
He's listening.
All right. On what the lawyer say about Peter Obi and Datti and his vice presidential running mate,
yes,
using their personal resources,
yes,
to impose those who also have gotten the ticket of the Labour Party.
Yes.
Yes, see, Dako, sometimes some people may appear to be well-intentioned, but the reality is that they are kind of playing the role of the wolf in a sheep's skin. You know what? I don't mean to disparage the learned counsel. All I'm saying is that as long as the party has not conducted its congress or primary, as the case may be, all of them are still equal contestants. So P2P had a fair chance as clinching the ticket, and the other people in there have placed also had equal chance. But as long as the vote has been casted, whoever emerges the winner was continuously the best among the lots. And then on the age of the vice president, whether he's too young to run, no. How old is the French current president, Macron? If I got his name right, I don't think he's up to 50.
No, I don't think.
Today.
I don't think.
Yes. So, and he's doing marvelously well for his country. So this is why we are advocating for youth to assume the reins of power at that level, the presidential level. Because one, they are still cerebral, they are agile, they can step into the night reading big files and then being able to make what I would call utter decisions that is in line with the national reality. These are the reasons we are advocating for the youth, not those who have, because we can't cheat nature, not those who have been plagued down by age and sickness. So we need preference, because it's God that gives us. So if you are not in a very good level, please play the role of a statesman and allow the youth to take the reference of power. Thank you, Beko. You are doing a very nice job.
All right, thank you too. All right, from our Facebook page, we have Onyeka Chijoke here from Umbidi. He says Peter Obvi and Datti Baba Ahmed remains the best available option for Nigeria in 2023 presidential election. Okay, let me talk to one more person and get back to our Facebook page.
D'accord.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
God bless you.
Bless you out there.
Brother Donald Mandideko from Mosa on the age matter, I thank the resource person in the studio here. He has been hitting the nail on his head. So on this age matter, 9 years ago, when the current president, Buhari, took over as a military head of state, he was less than 40 years old at that then. So this age of presence, it shouldn't disturb anybody. And like I suggested last month, that people should go to be for so that we put together so that we have the power of again. But this time around, Obvi has spread throughout this country like bushfire. So he's the only person. I have said it on this program there are times in both sections that he's the only person God has given to this country. Salvage this country, Nigeria. So we should vote massively for the Labour Party. So they qualified. Okay, listen to what his reaction to what the people said. When the opponents preach love. Have you ever had that type of comment from any Nigerian profession? No. This is the man God has given to us so that he will salvage the problem of this country. So people should vote massively. And I want my listeners to know that this permanent voters card has been transformed into paper to big card. It's no more permanent. If you get your PVC, so this is going to be the next president. People should not entertain fear. God is solidly on the side of these Nigerians. So God will surely, our prayers will prevail this time around. So people should not be afraid of that Tinubu or Atiku because.
Okay, sorry about that. Well, we're not necessarily, well, I think collectively what we're after is that Nigerians get your PVCs and do the right thing come 2023. I have several messages and I'm wondering where I would take it off from. Let's see if this person can talk in 1 minute. Hello?
Good morning. That's what you from Oreska.
Go ahead, you have 1 minute.
Okay, I think the candidacy of P2B and Baba Ahmed is challenging the status quo of this country because the people that are challenging this candidacy are the people that are benefiting from what is going on in this country. Remember that Atiku, the candidate of BDP, once said that Anambra State during the time of what his name was before P2B, the school was on a strike for 2 years, and he went to Obasanjo and told me that this governor should not continue. And P2B came in, and everything came back to normalcy. So why are they challenging these P2B candidates? I see P2B is coming from, it's not even a Nigeria. P2B has come out and told Nigerians what he's going to do.
Okay.
From to and Nigeria bought the idea. They should stop doing all these things and back P2B candidates. Thank you.
All right. Thank you too for calling. Let's read this message. This one is from Solomon Okezie. It says Peter Obi's message is too strong. They will not allow him to be president of Nigeria. That's Solomon speaking. Okay, Ifeanyi from Olu says Peter Obi left 75 million naira. This one here from also in India says Afe Babalola's stipulated prerequisite for candidates going for president in the country is in order. It's time for the youth to take over from the old cabals that have almost destroyed the country financially and politically. Peter Obi and Datti Ahmed's candidature presents a source of inspiration and restoration of hope for a dying country. The masses squealing under excruciating and progressive hardship and poverty can only look up to Obi for succor. Do we have another alternative in view of the prevailing situation in the country? Let's be wise for once and shun money politics and elect a credible, competent, and reliable candidate to ensure unity and progress of the country. For 2023, Peter Obi is the ultimate Wosu MC Ndiawa. All right, at this point, I'm sorry I can't take any other call. My guest has been on standby listening to several concerns coming from several persons that called in and sent text messages. So I'll get over to him right now and get to let him summarize anyways on the seeming views even as we progress on the show, because we have something to talk about in say 3 minutes, as Masab is saying that Peter Obi's presidency won't stop Biafra agitation. But over to you, Masiodera.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, let me talk about the age. You see, in Nigeria, I don't know why we're so myopic. Simoncini Giano of San Marino is 27 years and he's the president. Sanamari is 36 years, president of Finland. King John, or not correct, 39 years. Asimi Goita, or Mali, 39 years. And they are presidents of their nation. And we're talking about somebody who is 46 years, being a vice president. Now, we say that he's too old even. So we should stop embracing grandfathers. And first, sorry, let me come back. The first person that asked question was the amount. What Peter left for Peter from Obiano was 86 billion naira.
86 billion.
But for the record, they wrote 75 billion. So the man will have 11 billion to play about. And then he left $50 million in Access Bank, left $56 million in Fidelity Bank. Sorry, $50 million in Fidelity, 56 in Diamond Bank. Though some of the money have been sold, I don't know for any reason, but Obiano can say about that. So what he left in actual is 86 billion naira for Obiano.
Okay. Quite interesting. All right, finally, in 5 minutes, we got this headline on the 12th of July as it states that Peter Obi's presidency won't stop Biafra agitation, according to Masab. The movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra, Masab, has lambasted Muslim cleric Sheikh Muhammad Gumi, describing his statement on the alleged tone down of Biafra agitation after Mr. Obi's emergence as the presidential candidate of the Labour Party as hypocritical. They are saying our agenda is known, our mission is stated, our position is unshakable and uncompromised, and our goal is to actualize an independent state of Biafra through the principles of nonviolence. We can never be cowed or intimidated by the chief patron and negotiator of Fulani terrorist movement ravaging the entire northern region, and blah blah blah. And he said that's the Masab leader, Comrade Uchenna Madu speaking. What do you say summarily as we summarize on the show?
Thank you very much, Dako. Let me tell you, this agitation in Nigeria, both Biafra, Ruduwa, and Arewa, is because of bad governance. Let me tell you, once Peter comes into government and things started working fine, all these jobless guys got jobs, price of food come down, nobody will agitate any longer. What causes agitation is because there's no government, nothing is working, and we are being marginalized to the highest score. So these guys are being frustrated, and that's why they're doing this. Once we have a good government, everything will die natural.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, that's quite interesting to know. And your final words as we say bye. We're done with the show. Let's get your final words, Mazi Odera.
Okay, thank you very much. My final word is this. Please, Nigerians, I know other parties will give you money to vote for them. But just know, once they give you 10,000 naira to vote for them, it's 8 years of penury. Once they give you a bag of rice, you know that you eat it for the next 8 years. But vote right, vote Labour, vote PTOB, and then the next 4 years will be a dream we are looking up to. And my appeal is that we should vote right. We should stop having short-sightedness. For instance, we can say that other presidents or other candidates from other parties have bad VP or questionable ones, because that's why they would have bad decisions for the nation. So let's vote for Labour Party, PTOB, and Ahmed. When you vote both of them, Nigeria will be great. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Mazi Odera, for being my guest this morning on the show. We hope to do this subsequently as we make progress towards the change we envisage, we talk about, we have prayed about in 2023. Thank you very, very much. And over to you. Listen, truth is, your voice is your PVC. You're not saying anything until you have your PVC. Get your PVCs. Let's do this right. And I've said this time and time again. Collectively, we can make Nigeria great again. I haven't given up on Nigeria. Well, I do not have any other country to embrace. Nonetheless, this is where we are. You and I would make Nigeria great again. Get your PVC. Grassroots governance is for Friday, and tomorrow we're looking at some sector at the grassroots. My name is Dako Sanami. Good morning.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are entirely those of the individuals and not of Omega 101.7 FM. Now give me a beat.